Today has been a great day, very active. I went cycling in the morning, 13 kilometers, and then I played cricket in the sun. Uh, Overall, maybe the whole day I spent there. And I'm back home again cycling. And I feel that I have still some more energy left in me, so I'm gonna sweat it out. Uh, and just want to show some of the beautiful art that my wife does. This is mandala art by my wife. So let's begin today's workout. So here I begin with the warm up, loosening sinews. I have explained the loosening sinews in the previous videos. Today's workout is more intense. It's more of calisthenics and stretching, and this needs a little more warm up. Usually, warm up means it's like racing your car. So you bring up the heart rate at least 120 beats per minute. Depending on age, there are thumb rules for the rate at which the heart needs to be beating when you do something intense. Some side sit-ups just for stretching. The back needs to be straight and not curved at the lower back region as you go to a full sit-up. Jumping jacks. I do this as many times as needed, so 100 times is what brings my heart rate to the required level. So you are warmed up correctly when you start sweating. So the moment you are about to sweat and your heart rate is high, that's when you know you are warmed up. Some arm rotations to free up the shoulder, because what I am beginning with is push-ups. So these are normal push-ups. There are different variations for push-ups. and then do the complementary, that is pull-ups. So these set of exercises are complementary usually. So first we exercise the triceps, and then this involves both triceps and biceps, but more on biceps. The form here is a little difficult because of the setup. If it's a proper horizontal bar, it would be better, but I don't have that luxury here. So these are all body weight exercises, so just exploring what all can be done just at home. All you need is a 6 foot by 2.5 foot, 6 feet by 2.5 feet mat, yoga mat, because doing exercises on bare tiles, these are hard floor surfaces, and it's bad for joints, and especially when we jump. So the floor should slightly yield when we jump, especially. Ideal is a wooden floor. Wooden flooring is really good for exercising, or it could be foam as in the gym. So the push-up and pull-up exercises are done. Now these are V crunches. These are not so nice for those who don't have the flexibility, because it can strain the lower back. But if you are flexible enough, this is a really nice exercise. These are some form of back rolls. So you begin with one leg and the other leg straightened out, and the straightened leg should not be touching the floor, and the sit up is just with one leg. And it's important to roll properly. When you're about to make contact with your lower back, just at the buttocks, it should not be an impact, it should be a gentle roll. So at first this needs to be done at a slower pace, and then once you get the balance and the right form, you could be doing it faster. And the breathing is that when the straightened leg touches the back, the hand at the top, you exhale in an impulse. So suddenly exhale when the leg hits the floor at the back. it's difficult to control breathing, especially when doing these exercises in an intense manner. But as much as possible, if we try to control the breathing rate, we could do a lot more, and it keeps the heart rate at a controlled level. So here, since this is Bangalore, when I exercise so heavily, I feel my throat going dry. So I feel like really drinking some water. So there are people who say that you should not drink water during exercising, but mainly that's because when you're intensely, when you're rapidly breathing, there is a chance that you can the water goes into your lungs. So I mean, so if you can control that and drink, it should be okay, and not drinking too much, that you won't be able to exercise any further. One mouthful is good, and it's important to keep hydrated. So 4 exercises done. It's always difficult as we progress towards the end. Now this exercise is something similar to a Surya Namaskar, but there is some differences. There are some differences. So especially when you go back, so when you take the same path, is a very good exercise, something similar to the Indian push-up. Next up, this is the side setup. As you go down, the lower back should not bend, so the back has to maintain straight. The point at which it's not possible to maintain the back straight is where we stop. I caught a mosquito on the camera. This is very good for the hamstring stretching. These are called cross leg crunches. When you live in the city in a small house, it's very hard to find physical activity. So doing intense workouts are actually important. This is a good exercise for the neck muscles. These are lunges. Here it's important to control the rear leg. The knee should not impact the floor. So as I go down, I control that impact. So it should gently touch. So in total, it's a set of 8 exercises. There are in fact 2 more exercises which I am not able to do here because it needs some setup. A little bit of crack in the spine. Now when I work out like this, there's some kind of happiness, there's some sense of achievement that sets a good mood. One of my cousins once told that why you need to exercise is just because you feel good when you exercise, and there need not be any other reason for it. mix up a bit of stretching in between. This is a good butterfly stretch. I killed a mosquito. Again, this is a very good stretch for the lower back. I remember when I am very tired as I exercise. I remember what Muhammad Ali once told. So he said, I start counting when it starts hurting. So until it starts hurting, he doesn't even count. So that's what actually matters. How much longer can you push yourself? This is an ab roller. I really like this equipment. It's very good for the core. So this is now called the dragon flag. I think it was popularized by Bruce Lee. This is very advanced, and I'm also not doing the whole dragon flag at the moment. I'm actually doing something which will lead to dragon flag. So I'm actually descending the flag. So the actual dragon flag involves raising the leg and lowering it, but it needs really good strength. to be able to do that. So starting with lowering it from the 45-degree angle. Once I developed the strength, I could do a full dragon flag. I can really feel it burning my core. So anything to hold on to at the back, an edge, something like the bottom of a cupboard or something, but make sure the cupboard is heavy enough to take your liver. Exercise is one of the small wins that I have every day. So if the day is not good, then just because I exercise that day, I have a small win for myself. So that is why there's another reason why I exercise. It's an easy way to have a positive attitude for that day. Actually searched for a pair of socks. You will know soon why. This will help in doing the hamstring stretches especially. So when the feet are sweating, it's hard to go down doing the splits. So I wear a pair of socks, and then I keep my one leg on the mat so that it doesn't slip, and the opposite leg is on the floor. So because I wear a socks, it can slide easily. So the problem is, if you don't wear a socks, your knees and overall there can be strain, because the sweat causes your heel to stick to the floor and you're trying to push it forward. It will be very difficult. So that is the reason I devised this simple solution. It's a forward stretch. Next is the splits, the standard. So here it's important to control the weight of your body so you don't overstretch your hamstrings, and that can hurt if you don't control. So, and then some side stretches. Back to the butterfly. Some more stretches from the martial arts. So this is where I remove the socks, because when I lift one leg, the other leg potentially can slip. And this used to happen in the karate classes, and usually people would fall because the other leg is not having the required grip. Usually if the floor is dusty or muddy, when you lift one leg, the other leg is pulled forward and you have a bad fall, and that causes serious back injuries. So it's a judgment of the grip that you have on the floor, and take care. These are the crescent kicks. These are really nice for the hip movement. The inner crescent kick and the outer crescent kick. breathing out with a sh sound is actually relaxing. So inhale deeply, and then as you exhale, you do the sh sound. This will also help when you have stage fright. So before you enter the stage, if you have butterflies in your stomach or you feel nervous, then this is a good technique to breathe. Now that is a pressure cooker, not me breathing. So what I'm doing here is I'm bringing down my heartbeat, because what I'm going to do next is some exercises for the lower back, which are not so intense as the exercises I've done so far. So you bring down the heart rate and to the appropriate level. So all this I have figured out from my own experience of exercising for the past 15-20 years. So it's all up to the individual to find out your own pace and your own set of exercises that work well for you. And you may notice after some time you may get addicted, and then you may try to explore. When I do these exercises, I always see, okay, what am I missing? So what small muscle that I'm missing to exercise? Somewhere I read about this, that it's not important how intense you exercise or how heavily do you work out. It's important to cover all the muscles in the body, even the small ones. That gives you overall strength. So usually the gym goers, people who go to the gym, usually they have a leg day, an upper body day, and so on. But it's to be able to do everything on the same day, that is actually challenging, and that actually shows overall strength. And the aim of the people who go to gym could be different. In that case, it's okay to do that. Say for example, if it's bodybuilding, it's okay for you to work on only, say, a couple of muscles on a day, and then 2 more muscles on the next day, because all that matters is the look of the muscle and not whether you can have an endurance in some activity. So it all depends on what you aim to achieve. So these exercises that I am doing right now are already covered in the previous video. You can look at other videos in my channel. is called the baby pose, but I'm dropping my head down now, and then back to the stretch, similar to the Bhujangasana. This stretch is very soothing, especially after doing everything. This is the bird dog. So these exercises that I'm recording is also helpful for me to watch myself, whether I'm doing the right form, how do I look. So I have many times corrected myself after seeing myself on the video. The baby pose again. Just position to relax. Supermans. For a long time I was wondering and thinking, should I put all these videos on YouTube or not? I'm not a YouTuber as such, but now I am. And the only reason is that a couple of reasons actually I'm thinking right now is that one is these are the documentation of what I do. So probably after a few years I can look back and see how I was before, how much was my what was my time record, or what was my level of strength, level of physical fitness that I had. And the other thing is, now that I think, I have kept all these exercises to myself and haven't shared this with anyone. So, not even my parents at times. My parents wouldn't know what exercises I do. I would just go to the attic, the terrace, and then I would exercise for at least 1 hour. And this is one way where I record myself and showcase. So I hope if someone gets inspired, I'll be really glad, because exercise is not for everyone. I know that I may be really addicted to exercising in a way, but for others it could be just because they are now aware that they need to exercise, and that is really hard, when you need to improve your health, or you need to slim down, and that is why you exercise. Then that is not a good enough motivation for you to consistently do the exercise. So in that case I would say it's easier to find a hobby, for example dancing or martial arts, or playing a game like football or something. So as a result of doing that activity, your fitness level will improve. So not everyone may like to sweat off like this. Even in the gym, for example, you may need something like a song in the ear for motivation. And I've seen the gym usually plays loud music, which are very groovy, and which gives rise to adrenaline in the body. And I kind of don't like this music, because you are artificially boosting your adrenaline when you exercise, and it's not your natural self, and you could also overstrain yourself if you do that, because when the adrenaline is pumping, you wouldn't know if you're straining yourself. But when you're alone and no music, you just exercise, feel your body. That's what I prefer. It's not what is right or what is wrong, but there are reasons why I feel music should not be there to boost up. And some dead hangs, where we feel happy to do this. Stretches the whole spine. Probably this is next to swimming. Swimming is really good for keeping the whole body floating and without any gravity, pulling down. And hydrostatic pressure in the water is also really good. This is the final warm down. Go to Shavasana. Focus on the breathing. Inhale 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. And exhale for 4 seconds. This is a very effective way to bring down the heart rate and relax. So this is the end of the exercise for today.